I might regret sharing this, but these are the exact 7 ways I use to vet the quality of backlinks for my clients and myself and save them thousands of dollars every month. In this video, you'll learn why the most commonly used backlink metrics like DR and DA fail to judge the quality of a backlink accurately, 7 advanced metrics and checks that will help you evaluate link quality quickly and confidently, and why these methods are more reliable, backed by real world data and examples. Alright, take a moment to think about the last backlink you built. Was it high DR? And did it actually help you rank better? Most probably not, right? Let me show you why metrics like DR and DA might not be telling you the full story and what you could do instead. DR and DA are very popular metrics and we have all used them, but here's the truth: they can be easily be manipulated. If you don't believe me, just head over to fiverr.com, search for increased domain rating, and you'll find thousands of sellers selling you a gig to do that. And same is the case with domain authority. Webmasters know that if they increase their DR and DA, people like you and me, we'll just pay them more, right? So that's why they do this thing. So they use these services to increase their DR and DA artificially, but they bank balance for real. But don't worry, here are 7 ways you can use to vet the quality of links accurately. So let's dive into it. So the first one is the website tech spend. The more the website spends on its own technology, the better the quality of the link is. The only exceptions being social media websites and forums, because anyone can get a link from those websites. I analyzed 100 websites each for 10 different keywords, so 1000 sites in total, and these were the results. So what I found out was that websites that had a tech spend of 120 or more, they ranked on average at the position 51, while websites that had a tech spend of less than $120 per year, they had a average position of 62. So that's a 11 point ranking difference on average. I know this was a small scale study, but the results are really shocking. Tech spend is a good proxy, in my opinion, to see how rich the company behind the website is. The richer they are, the more they'll end up spending on their own backlinks and content, which is a clear indicator of a quality of the website. And it's better to get a link from such a website, because the link that you will get, it will increase in value over time. I recommend using a tool called BuiltWith to get the tech spend of the website. So the next method is using a metric called power into trust. So before that, let me tell you a quick fun fact. Ahrefs doesn't have the biggest link database as is commonly believed among SEOs. A tool that is very little known actually has the biggest database, and it's called LinkResearchTools. Here's the backlink profile comparison of Disney.com reported by different SEO tools, and you will see that LinkResearchTools reports the most number of links. Power into trust score takes into account the power of a website and the trustworthiness of a website. So power into trust score is a 2-dimensional metric, whereas domain rating, domain authority, and my personality are 1-dimensional. The power score in the power into trust metric, that takes into account the page rank that Google uses internally in its algorithm, whereas the trust part of the power into trust mimics the trust rank that Google uses internally. The higher this power into trust score, the better the link is. Absolutely no one tries to game this metric, because, how do I say it politely, it's not well known at all. But that's a good thing for us SEOs who want a better way to check the quality of links. I suggest you use their free Chrome extension to get this score for any website you visit. Okay, so now let's talk about metric that looks at a website not from a SEO perspective, but from a brand popularity perspective. Over the years, you might have heard business gurus say that build a brand if you want to thrive in business, and it turns out they were not wrong, at least not if we go by this metric. Moz, the creators of this metric, they found out that sites with a higher brand authority score, they did better in the September 2023 and March 2024 Google algorithm updates. I link to the research study done by Moss in the video description. With SEOMetricsChecker.com, you can pull up the metrics of a lot of SEO tools without having to pay for them separately. So this tool saves me a lot of money. Brand authority metric is a very new metric on the market, and absolutely no one is trying to manipulate it. So use this tool to save yourself from shitty backlinks. Alright, so the next tool that you have to use is called trust flow to citation flow ratio. So if you have been in the SEO industry for over a decade, you must have heard about a company called Majestic SEO. So this is their metric, and so actually they report citation trust flow and citation flow separately, but we will use their ratio actually for our link vetting purposes. So Majestic has been around for a long time. Just like LinkResearchTools, their main focus is on backlinks. So the higher the trust flow to citation flow ratio, the better the link is. Trust flow to citation flow ratio takes into account the manipulation itself, because if the trust flow has been increased by building lots of backlinks, by dividing the trust flow by citation flow, a citation flow calculates the number of backlinks to a website. So by dividing it by citation flow, the final score can be adjusted accordingly. Trust flow and citation flow are manipulated a bit, but not that much. I mean, if you go to Fiverr and search for increased trust flow, you will find some sellers that do this thing for you, but you will just find 803 sellers as opposed to 5500 plus sellers for increasing the domain rating. So it's much less manipulated. As a rule of thumb, don't go for any website that has a ratio less than 0.15. So to get these scores, you can go to Majestic's own website, or you could use SEOMetricsChecker.com to get these scores and then just calculate the ratio. Alright, so the next method we'll discuss is net positive link acquisition velocity. I know, a mouthful. So what net positive link acquisition velocity basically mean is that a website is acquiring more links over a period of time than it's losing. So the number of links is a net positive. So Google has a patent called document scoring based on link based criteria, and it talks about preventing a page from being classified as stale and improving its rankings if it's getting new links over time. So it's evident that even Google shows love to a website that's acquiring new backlinks over time. In my opinion, a website that's losing more links than it's acquiring over a period of time, that is a sinking ship. You are not Rose from the Titanic, and there's no Jack coming to save you. So it's better to stay away from such websites. Calculating net link acquisition velocity is pretty simple. You just see how many backlinks a website acquired over a period of time and deduct from it the number of links it lost during that same time. If that number is a negative number, then skip that website. But if it's a positive number, it's good news for us, because it's basically getting more links than it's losing, and the bigger this number, the better it is. Alright, so let me show you how exactly to check the net link acquisition velocity. To get the website text print of a website, what you do is you come to BuiltWith.com and you create a free account, and then you just type in the name of the website over here. Let's say we go with listwars.com. You'll click on the detail section, you'll scroll down, and then you'll see the technology spent according to BuiltWith of this website. They report it in monthly terms, but if we multiply it by 12, it's like $6,000, so it's pretty good. Okay, so we have been trash talking a lot about DR and DA, so let's give them a break, and now let's trash talk about traffic metrics instead. Just like DR and DA, the traffic numbers can be manipulated. It's done with the help of bots, and the webmasters do it because they want to increase the traffic numbers reported in the SEO tools. I mean, who is going to buy a link from a website that has 0 real visitors? So the next step that you gotta do is you gotta check if the traffic numbers of a website are manipulated or real. Okay, so let me explain first why it's important. So Google has a patent called Systems and Methods for Detecting Click Spam. It basically helps them identify if the traffic or the clicks are coming from a bot or a real human. Sadly, the SEO tools can't discriminate between the real clicks by humans and the clicks made by bots, so they end up reporting these bot clicks in their traffic numbers. Google doesn't like these websites because they are trying to game the system, and getting links from sites on Google's naughty list isn't a good idea in my opinion. Okay, so let's see how we can check if the traffic is manipulated or not. Okay, to see the net link acquisition velocity of a website, you just type it into Ahrefs, then wait. Then the first thing that you do is turn this to weekly. No, actually, first let's go to backlink profile, change it to weekly. Okay, let's stick with the weekly. They did provide a monthly option before. We'll scroll down, we'll uncheck the new and lost one and just check the change one, and I think I realized why it's not showing the monthly option, because it's set to 1 month for the last 1 month. So let's set this to 6 months and then set this to monthly. Now let's see. So in January 2025 they have gotten 371 links. The net link acquisition velocity has been 371. For December it was 262 plus. So plus 262, that means the net links they got after accounting for the links they lost was 262, and for November it was plus 44. So if we take the last 3 months into account, it's been positive. So I would say from the net link acquisition velocity point of view, this is a good website. So now let's talk about a highly overlooked indicator of link quality: about us pages and privacy policy pages. If you read Google Search Quality Raters guidelines, you will see that it has explicitly asked its raters to look for an about us page on a website. By the way, for those of you who don't know who Search Quality Raters are, they are people hired by Google to rate websites online, because Google doesn't want to solely rely on its algorithm while it's ranking the websites online. So these raters kind of provide some kind of feedback to the algorithm and make it better over time. You must be thinking, Google has asked its raters to check for about us pages but not privacy policy pages, so why am I suggesting you to check for those? Well, the reason is legit businesses, they always create a privacy policy page as is required by law. The law asks them to do this, and legit businesses and legit websites care about complying with the law, whereas fly by the night sites and webmasters, they don't care about complying with the law. They just make the websites to sell links and make some quick buck. I have built thousands of backlinks over the last 8 years, and let me tell you, I've seen it firsthand, the absence of privacy policy pages and the low quality websites. About us page and privacy policy page, they form a big part of EEAT, especially the trust part of it. If a website has a about us page, you can usually easily find it in the head menu, and if it has a privacy policy page, you can mostly find it in the footer menu. You can also do a quick search on Google where you type the name of the website plus privacy policy page or about us page, and if you can't find the page or the pages even with a Google search, then they probably don't have those pages. Never rely on just one metric. Always combine different checks together to have a better understanding and have a clearer picture of a link quality. And if you wanna make every backlink of yours work harder for you and get more link juice out of each backlink, check out this video of mine.